Hi guys, and welcome to this video. In this video, we're gonna try to know the unit circle, okay, to find all the basic angles in a unit circle. This is a unit circle here, and it has a value. I mean, it's a circle which is limited between -1 and 1. That's what I know already. We got 1 here, 1 0. This is a point 1 0 here, and this is a -1 0. That's what is called the unit circle: 0 1 and 0 -1. Okay. When you are on a unit circle, man, you got a 0 here. And first of all, let me just just do this. Okay. On the unit circle, all the cosine, the cosine is rated on this line here. Okay, this is a cosine, that's a sine positive, that's a cosine negative, and this is a sine negative. Or the cosine positive is read here. From here, this value, all the value here situated here to the right side are the cosine positive. So I can put just like the cosine positive, okay? And here, all the value going this way from this line here, this y line, are the cosine positive, okay? And the cosine negative are the opposite value. Let me put it with the different color. Okay, and the cosine negative are all the value on this side, this left side right here. Okay, then I'm gonna put like this. Oh, it's a bit. So here you go. The cosine negative is all the value that are situated here, right here, on this side, right here. Okay. So those are the cosine negative. Means that all the value you read here are negative for the cosine, and this is from here and there. Okay, and now the sine positive are this value right here. If you gotta take another color, okay, the sine positive are all the value that are read here. It means here and there. Okay, those are the sine positive. And of course, the sine negative are the opposite sides. I'll take another color. Take this one here, and the sine negative are this value here, going now this way. And here, the sine negative. Okay. So on a unit circle, from here where you go, just have a circle. It is pi, right? We got pi here, and you got 0 here and pi over there. If you go the opposite way, like clockwise, you're gonna have minus pi here. Okay, and then minus 2 pi or 0. You go 0, 1 pi, and 2 pi. So we have 2 pi here. Okay, starting at 0 right here. Okay, and then we have in pi divided by 2 here, and minus pi divided by 2 here. Or you can even go, when you go this way, it's minus pi divided by 2 to minus pi. Okay, and then minus 3 pi divided by 2. Okay, now we would like to figure out how to fill up these basic angles right here. The basic value of this angle right here. Those are angles that are normally used a lot. Okay, and we can try to find those values with the unit circle. So now let us start with the this angle, 0 degree. Okay, 0, it means that we should be normally here when you got a 0 degree. Okay, and what is the sign of this angle? We know that when we hear, the sign normally should be red here. Okay, but when you hear on this line here or here, it means that the sign is equal to 0. Okay, the sign of 0 is 0. So we're gonna put the value 0 here. It is 0. Okay, and its cosine, of course, it is on the line we were reading. It is 1. Okay, the cosine is 1. And this is what I actually used to do. 0 degree and 90 degree are kind of opposite angle, because you have 90 degree there and 0 degree here, of course. So what I do is that if I put a 1 here, of course I go straight and put a 1 there and then 0 here, because this is going to be the case. Check it out. Imagine we're here now, and this is here pi divided by 2. Okay, so we got pi divided by 3, and here pi divided by 4, here pi divided by 6. Okay, and here is 2 pi. It is 60 degree 2 times, of course, 2 pi divided by 3. Okay, so, and this is 0 degree. Yeah, this is 0. Okay, if you're here at pi divided by 2, the sine of the angle is 1, because this value here is 1. Okay, so the sine of the angle is 1, and the cosine of the angle is right here, so it normally doesn't exist. It's 0. That's what we got here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We got pi divided by 6. Pi divided by 6 means that we're going to take the whole half a circle here, arc of circle here, onto here, and divide the whole thing by 6. Okay, so it means that this side here onto pi divided by 2, pi over 2 will be divided by 3, like such, something like this. That's pi divided by 3 here, or by 6, sorry, pi divided by 6. Sorry, pi divided by 6. Oops. Oh, what's wrong here? Hold on. Okay, got it now. Okay, pi divided by 6. 2 pi divided by 6. Okay. And 3 pi divided by 6. Of course, 3 pi divided by 6 equals to pi divided by 2. And then you continue going here. 4 pi divided by 6. 5 pi divided by 6. And 6 pi divided by 6. Okay, we got pi divided by 6. Okay, and it's not that occurring, but if you just look at, it seems like this pi divided by 6 is the middle of this, a half of this unit here, of this value here. It means that pi divided by 6, of course, its sine is 0.5, 1/2. Okay, so we're gonna have here 1/2. Okay, and if it's 1/2 there, this other value here is approaching, this is 1 here. If you have 0.5 here, it's kind of a 0.8, something like that. Okay, so we usually write it square root of 3 divided by 2. Okay, wait, let me just write it correctly. Okay, that'd be here square root of 3 over 2. Okay, and look at this, and square and 30 degree and 60 degree are opposite angle. That's what I use. So I'm going to take this square root of 3 divided by 2 and put it here, divided by 2, and then put 1/2 here. Okay, and then remain the 45 degrees. This is what I'm going to come on it later on. Okay, so the 45 degree is pi divided by 4. It means that we're going to divide the whole arc of circle in four parts, right? So pi divided by 4 could be, let me take another color, could be like, this is 1, this is, okay, it's not taking, like this color here. All right, so pi divided by 4 is something like there. So we got here pi divided by 4, 2 pi divided by 4 is also pi divided by 2. Then we got 4 pi over 4, 4 pi over 2 pi, 3 pi, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi over 4 here is pi again. So this is going to be pi divided by 4, for example. Okay, and this value, this is 0.5, and this is here 0.5. Okay, as you can see here, this value, this is 0.8 something. This value is kind of if you have 0.8 here, this value is kind of a 0.7. Okay, and this the way here is also 0.7 because it's almost in the middle of the this arc of the circle, right? Okay, so this value actually is the same for both angle on sine and cosine. So, and we're gonna write, that's what we know already, and we're gonna write it is square root of 2 divided by 2. Okay, it is the square root of 2 divided by 2, and this is here the square root of 2 divided by 2, and this is here 0.70. Square root of 3 over 2 is 0.86 something. All right, okay, so that's what we got here. And once we got everything here, 2 pi divided by 3. Okay, and pi divided by 3, we will take this one here to try to find 2 pi divided by 3, okay, because it's the same thing on the other side. So pi divided by 3, we said that the cosine of pi divided by 3 is 1/2 here, and its sine should be 0.86. Okay, so we are almost here, and 2 pi divided by 3 will be here. It means that its sine value will be the same, but the cosine will be negative. Okay, minus 1/2. Okay, okay, so the 2 pi over 3, hold on, 2 pi over 3 is cosine, its cosine will be square root of 3 divided by 2, but its sine will be, its cosine will be minus 1/2. Okay, because if you get 2 pi, the pi divided by 3 somewhere here, you know, go into the 0.5 of sine, of cosine, and 0.8, so the square root of 3 over 2 here, it is the same value for 2 pi divided by 3 on this side here, and its cosine correspondent is negative, and that's what we got here. Okay, so now we got everything. We can just, you know, just work it out. We know that the tan is the sine over the cosine. If you got 0 over 1, it is 0. Okay, but you got a cotangent. Okay, the cotangent is 0 over 1, 1 over 0, but this is undefined. Okay, so we're gonna put like undefined, U N D. Okay, or we can say just put it like okay, just put it like this. Oh, we got 0 is gone, we got 0 there, but here we got, it is undefined. Okay, and the cosecant is 1 over the sine, and it is 1 over 0. It's almost 0. 1 over 0 is the same thing, it is undefined. 1 over 0, unless you're doing limits, you can work this value out. Okay, and the secant is 1 over the cosine, and it is 1 over the cosine. It means 1 over 1. It is 1. The secant is 1. Okay, now we go to the second one. The tan in this value here will be the sine divided by the cosine. So as you can see, we're gonna have 1 over 2 times 2 over square root of 3, because we get 2 division. We turn it into a multiplication. 1 over 2 times 2 over square root of 3. Okay, so the 2 will cancel out, and then we have 1 over square root of 3. Okay, so let me just do it again. So we can write here 1 over the square root of 3, and we have the cotangent will be the, you know, the inverse. It will be square root of 3 divided by 2 over 1/2. So we have square root of 3 and over 2, or have 2 over 1. So that's gonna give us, the 2 will cancel out again, and you're gonna give us square root of 3. And the cosecant will be 1 over the sine, and 1 over sine, okay, 1 over sine will give us 2. It means that will be 1 divided by 1/2. This is gonna be 2. Okay, or you can even write it 2 divided by square root of 1, and the secant will be 1 over the sine, the cosecant 1 over the cosine. Okay, 1 over the cosine. Hold on. I think, of course, 1 over the sine. And now the secant will be 1 over the cosine. It means that we have 1 divided by square root of 3 over 2. And it's going to be 2 over square root of 3. Okay, so we have here 2 over square root of 3. Now let us go to here. We're going to have the 10 will be, I mean, you can see it's the same value. The 10 will be 1, of course. There's no doubt about it. Okay, because we're going to have here square root of 2 divided by 2 over square root of 2 divided by 2. So the 2 will cancel out and the square root will cancel out also. So we're going to have 1. Okay, and then we will have the cotangent. The cotangent is the cosine divided by the sine. It's going to give us 1 again. Then we go to the cosecant. The cosecant will be 1 over the sine. And 1 over the sine will give us 2 over square root of 2. And then we have the secant will be 1 over the cosine. That will be the same thing because we got the same value. Now we're going to have the 60-degree pi divided by 3. The 10 will be square root of 3 divided by 2 over 2 divided by 1/2. The 2 will cancel out. They remain square root of 3. Okay. And the cot10 will be 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. The 2 will cancel out. I mean 1/2 divided by the 2 will cancel out. They remain square root of 3. The cot10, it will remain 1 over square root of 3. Okay, and the cosecant will be 1 over the sine. It means that we have 2 over square root of 3. And the secant will be 1 over the cosine. That will be give us 2. All right, and the 90-degree, we having the 10 is 1 over 0, and it is undefined. And the cot10 will be 0 because we're going to have 0 over 1. The cosecant will be 1 over the sine. That'll give us 1. And the secant will be 1 over the cosine. And the cosine is 0. That will be undefined. Okay. And this value, the 10 will be the sine divided by the cosine, mean that square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over minus 1 is going to give us minus square root of 3. Okay, and the cot10 will be minus 1/2 or divided by square root of 3 over 2, and that's going to give us 1 over square root of 3 with a minus, of course. Okay, and so 3 here. Okay, and the cosecant will be 1 over the sine. 1 over the sine, that's going to give us 2 over square root of 3. And the secant will be 1 over the cosine. That's going to give us minus 2. Okay, so as you can see, guys, you can find out all this angle is started by defining these two angles onto the cosine. Sine the cosine onto a certain degree is whatever you want. Okay, and then the other one is just a matter of calculation. Okay, so that's it, guys, for this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.